Is your school going to be doing full-time distance learning this upcoming school year? In this video, we want to give you some helpful tips to help you navigate this new type of learning and make distance learning successful for you and your children. Welcome to Kids Learning for Life. That's Jenny.
That's Stacey.
And we're two homeschooling moms. We're here to help families teach kids the joy of learning.
Because learning doesn't happen just during school, it happens throughout life. Last school year, everyone in traditional public schools thought they got a taste of what distance learning is like. Many school districts have opted for the use of distance learning again for this upcoming school year due to the threat of COVID-19. We know there are a lot of mixed feelings about the topic of distance learning right now, and we would like to point out a few things for you as you begin distance learning this year.
The experience many parents had this past school year when schools shut down all of a sudden is not an accurate assessment of what distance learning looks like. With hardly any notice, schools were forced to close their doors and dive into the world of fully virtual classes, which is something they had never done before. Educators had no training and few resources to help make them successful in this new environment. Combine that with the additional financial and emotional stresses that families were facing due to COVID-19, and you have what many have come to call crisis schooling.
Distance learning is an organized and well-planned method to provide curriculum and lessons to students in the comfort of their own home. When the first day of school starts, traditional public schools may not have all the kinks worked out, but know that teachers are doing their absolute best to make sure that their students have a more successful distance learning experience.
Now that we know the difference between distance learning and crisis schooling, let's discuss how we can make distance learning more successful for your family this year. If you feel like this is going to be a daunting task, you're not alone.
Even though you probably weren't expecting to still be doing distance learning, and you're probably also trying to figure out how to balance your work and family life, you will do great. Be sure to keep a positive attitude about distance learning, and your children are likely to follow your example. The first thing you're going to want to do at the beginning of the school year is communicate with your child's teacher about what their expectations are for live classes, assignments, and grades. You'll want to find out their schedule for lessons, and also you'll want to familiarize yourself with whatever learning platform they're using so that it's all very straightforward when the school year begins. Make sure you know exactly what is expected, and then make sure your child is doing it. Take an active role in your child's education, and make sure that their assignments are turned in on time and graded appropriately. Their teacher cannot physically be there to collect assignments, so you'll need to make sure that your child gets everything turned in if they need help.
Regarding teachers, keep in mind that they're still new to distance learning too. They would much rather be in their classrooms teaching their students face-to-face. During distance learning, be sure to communicate openly with your child's teacher and make sure to let them know any questions and concerns you have, and they will try to assist you the best they can.
Next, create a learning space that works for you and your child. It doesn't have to be a fancy homeschool room, it just needs to function well with virtual lessons. It can be as simple as a stack of textbooks with pencils and paper next to the computer or tablet your child will be using. It can also help if your child is seated at a table so that they're able to take notes. You'll also want to make sure that all materials are within reach so that your child won't be wasting time during their teacher's lessons to look for what they need.
In addition to the lessons and resources provided by your child's school, you may want to consider adding extra resources if you feel like your child's needs are not being met through distance learning. You can easily supplement your child's distance learning by using affordable workbooks that can be found on Amazon in many different grades and subjects. You can also reinforce lessons by borrowing books from your public library if they're open in any capacity, or listening to podcasts or audiobooks with your children. There are also many educational channels on YouTube and other digital platforms where your child can learn more about current lessons that they're being taught in their classroom, or they can pursue an interest that is more exciting to them that may not be covered in a distance learning class. However, your child's teacher is doing everything that they can to make sure that they provide all of the lessons and resources that your child will need for distance learning. You should only consider supplementation if you have the resources and extra time to do so.
Another thing to remember is to encourage physical activity. It might be easy to forget to have your kids go outside and do something active when there's already so much on your plate, but it's really important to keep a healthy mental state. Spend at least 30 minutes outside playing some sort of sport or game, and this will be good for parents to do too. This will offset the time spent by everyone indoors, looking at screens, and it's also a great way to blow off steam.
Even though distance learning is not technically homeschooling, you could start to take on the mindset of a homeschooler. Don't be afraid to join online support groups or local co-ops. to help you and your children transition smoothly. Shake up your ideas about what school should look like and learn from those who have been distance learning since before COVID-19. You'll benefit from thinking outside the box and being as flexible as possible.
If you're still not sure if the distance learning offered by traditional public schools will work for you, check out our How to Start Homeschooling video series to see if homeschooling might be a better fit. We have also created a live Google Doc that lists our favorite resources for new homeschoolers, most of which are affordable or even free. Check it out in the link below.
If you feel like you have more questions or need more personalized support, we are thrilled to announce that we now offer homeschool consultations in which we can help you achieve your academic goals. Check out our homeschool consultation page for more information, and from now until the end of August 2020, we're offering a $10 off special, so don't miss out.
Do you have any fun tips about how you make distance learning work for you? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to get more homeschool videos just like this. See you next time!